Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop right there. This channel is not intended for kids under the age of 13. So if you're under the age of 13, please leave.
Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have a Botcon 2021 exclusive. We got the Action Force Wasp Raider. And a huge shout out to my boy Judd, as he got this figure. He ordered it because he was going to collect this line. He's decided not to collect the line, so I said, hey, let's do a trade. I want that Wasp Raider since I missed out, and we did a trade. So here it comes in this amazing looking packaging, showing off the figure and a lot of the goodies. On the left side of the box, it says Botcon Exclusive Action Force. On the right side of the box, we got a cool image of the Wasp Raider. He is number 7 of Series 1, and we do got that Swarm logo at the bottom. Now, just like all the other Action Force figures, you do got this top layer that will slide out here. And then we got the fruit roll-up wrapper, as I hit the camera, to protect your figure from getting all scratched up or having paint rub on the plastic, which is nice. But then you even have the layer underneath showing off that backpack. The Botcon exclusive does come with some care instructions before you start cranking and manhandling your figure, and this one is a nice little smaller version compared to the one we got with the Bone Collector figure. Now, when dealing with Action Force figures, you're going to get a stand, and this stand is actually casted in a yellow plastic versus like the metallic silver plastic we got with Bone Collector. Still says Action Force, got the 4 pegs. And I forgot to mention, there is a slot up at the top that is for the file card. So you can actually cut out the file card and pop it in there and have your figure standing in front of his own file card. The Wasp Raider comes with a pretty cool little combat knife in case he gets in a sticky situation. He can cut through some stuff, and it's really nice. It's all cast in that black plastic, the silver where it needs to be for paint, and it does have a serrated edge on the other side. It's a pretty cool looking combat knife. Now, the sidearm that the Wasp Raider comes with is a Maxim 9, and this pistol looks awesome. I love the texture on it. It's got the built-in suppressor. I mean, it's a pretty badass looking pistol. It's got the hole to plug in the muzzle, flash, an effect piece. It's a nice pistol. Looks crazy and futuristic, but it is a real pistol. The Wasp Raider's primary weapon is a silenced Vector, and this thing looks freaking badass. I love the metallic green paint on it. It's all black. The last main accessory that the Wasp Raider comes with is his wing pack, jet pack, backpack, whatever pack. It is pretty badass. Now, you had to get a Swarm accessory kit to get this backpack for your Swarm troopers, but the Wasp Raider, because it's a Botcon exclusive, actually came with it packed in, which is pretty nice. The paint is really, really good. Sculpt work is definitely there. The Swarm symbol is missing. There's usually like a honeycomb symbol right here. I guess the Wasp Raiders don't need it for identification, but we got the nice yellow paint. A little bit of the black paint's getting into the yellow. We got the sort of heated up part of like the jetpack transitioning from the white to like the light blue. We get these awesome translucent honeycombed wings. Tons of sculpt work on the other side. Very cool stuff. And the wings are articulated. Both sides can move up and down. The Wasp Raider comes with 4 pairs of hands, and he comes with a pair of fist hands equipped. We get a pair of gripping hands, and the gripping hands are great because they grip. And when I say they grip, the knife that he comes with is such a small, detailed little knife, but there isn't anything loose about it being in the grips. Like, I can move it a little bit, but it's not falling or flinging out of his hand. There's nothing all floppy and stuff about it. It actually grips on to the knife. We also get a pair of trigger finger hands. The final pair of hands that we get are the support hands, and I can't stress it enough how important these support hands are. I mean, you need to be able to support the barrels of your guns. If they don't have a front grip or anything like that, you need to be able to prop it up and have that more accurate. I mean, I know the Vector, you could use it with some support and without, but with that support, your shots are going to be a lot more accurate. An up-close look at the Wasp Raider, and this thing is awesome. I'm a green fan, and I love this metallic minty green, and I like how there's little sporadic spots of yellow. We got this like copper color, and the eyes really draw me in on this head sculpt. The texture that's super heavy on the eyes. When you move it, you're seeing like the light hit it, and it makes like this glitter effect, which looks very cool. And the helmet sculpted nice, aerodynamic looking. It's like a futuristic, like basically like a flight helmet in a sense. And you got like these nozzles or vents on the back, which didn't need to be there. It's just a nice little added touch. Like the sculpt work on the actual helmet is pretty nice. Again, very aerodynamic. And then when we look at the actual body of the figure, you see he has that Swarm logo. Got some painted on straps. This whole vest is painted in that metallic. We got some like more of that copper with some magazines there. I wish the magazines were removable, but for the Vector, I would assume it would be a challenge to have removable magazines. A little bit of black paint that seems to be light at the bottom for like the edging of the armor. Still looking pretty badass. Take a look at the back. Back has some sculpt work as well. Let me get it focused there. You can just see that metallic, like pearlescent, like shine to this paint. And I like the black outline. Now you guys do see straight out of the package, this one is sort of, it's pushed out a little bit more. It was already starting to pop out. So Bone Collector had an overall different vest. So we'll see how much of a challenge this one may be, because if this one's starting to come out, we'll see. We'll see, though. And the armor, again, looking great. The black, the minty green. Got the yellow on the forearm. Getting into the belt. This is cool because this is like a little floaty piece. And it doesn't get in the way when you're articulating. But there's tons of detail. Sculpt work in the buckles. We got paint on the pouches and everything. It's a really cool looking figure. Texture in the pants. Got a bronze or copper sheath for his knife. Got some more copper for on the strapping there. I'm just in awe on the amount of paint that we're seeing on this guy. We got yellow painted on, a little bit of overspray, but the fact is we got nice thick yellow paint, and you don't see any of the plastic peeking through. A little bit of the yellow peeking through on the black strip though. But very nice. Got the pistol holster there. We get into these like Iron Man-esque type of boots with the yellow. Got black trim. Yeah, these from like the knees down remind me of like some Iron Man type stuff. And you got these like moon boot looking stuff. And the treading is really cool. And if you look at the treading, the little circles and stuff, they almost look like they're the honeycomb symbols as well. So still really cool stuff. I love this like exclusive color, and I'm eager to get a hold of a Swarm Trooper if I can, but this thing is pretty nice. Now with the vest off, you can see he has that tactical shirt underneath, which I love the design of the tactical shirt. I like the texture throughout in the black. It's a really cool looking design, and I like it. I dig it. It makes a lot of these figures uniform by having this tack shirt underneath. And we do get the typical, for diving into articulation, we get the typical disc and ball hinge, so you can look down that far. He can look up quite a bit, so when he's flying, you know, full 360, even has a little bit of attitude in there. Now his arms, I do have a little bit of a gripe. That's as much of a T-pose as you're going to get with this guy. You might be able to force it. It's not because of the traps up here that are blocking it, but I'm going to zoom in so you can really see. The armor is actually hitting the butterfly joint. So you can, of course, move it that deep in with the butterfly going into, you know, into work. I was going to say go into effect, and that just made me think of butterfly effect. But either way, yeah, so you go to move it up, it's hitting the butterfly. So I'm not risking it because I don't want the paint to get chipped or scratched right there. So T-pose wise, this is pretty much it, unless I can try to soften up the butterflies to where I can get the armor to fit underneath. But yeah, that's the only gripe with articulation on this guy. And other than that, I mean, he has bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. We get the wrist rotation. There is the bend in the wrist. We get that awesome butterfly joint, ab ball to do some hula hoops and get them leaning back nicely, leaning forward. Just a really well done articulation in the body. I like it. Gets that nice natural feel to it. You got the waist ball as well. Again, all this stuff you can do, and it's nice and clean, and it feels natural. He can do pretty much the Van Damme. We get some thigh cuts up here, and they're hitted really nice by this like armor piece. So you get the thigh cut there. There are some drop down hips, and we also can do a nice Spartan kick. And the knees on this guy, like, I love the bending of the knees. They look really nice. We get some ankle moving, pivot, well, ankle bends. We can go left and right, and there is pivot in the boots as well. All right, for my second Action Force vest to be put on, no heat, no stretching of the holes was needed. And you could see even this side, if you saw, go back and watch earlier, this side was a lot worse than this. I actually got it to plug in. This side's plugged back in. It just takes a little bit of effort and time. It took me maybe 2 minutes-ish to get it on there, because I got one to attach, no problem. And I put my finger over there, so I was sort of like holding it like this. And then I would take these, and I was sort of pushing and working, and got this one to pop in. You just got to get it through that initial ring so it gets that connection on the inside. But it's a lot better. Granted, it for people that are just getting into maybe figures, or this is their first type of figure like this, yeah, it can be a challenge. I'm not saying, oh, this is easy, you can do it. It took some effort. Now, what I would have liked to have seen is maybe the pegs being on the backpack part, this part having the hole. It may not look as clean as this, but we could have put the, the whole part over the peg that way and still get the same effect. But either way, you just got to be patient with your figures, patient with vests and stuff like this, because I'd rather have it a little bit of a challenge than deal with the Ninja Turtle or old school 80s G.I. Joe fiascos with belts and stuff, because they wouldn't stay closed. How many Ninja Turtles do you see out there that still have their, their belts and stuff like that? No, they fell off, and as kids, we didn't give a crap. But I mean, a little bit of effort, gets them back on. No big deal. Here we have the Wasp Raider all geared up and sort of just walking and looking freaking badass with the backpack on and everything. He looks awesome. I love the color setup, and you could really see how that support hand really helps when you're, holding a gun. See, supporting it so you can get a little bit more accuracy instead of just randomly shooting all over the place. And it just looks nice all together, all geared up. He can hold all his gear. What would have been cool, since this is a hollow piece, it would have been cool if this like opened up. So you can like open this up and maybe put the extra hands in there or something like that. Use the hollowness of this backpack as storage, or yeah, just something like that. But this is still a cool backpack. And again, this figure is just freaking cool looking. Now, just because you get hands that are labeled certain ways, you can be creative with them. Like the support hands, for instance, can be used to stealthily take out a spy that may be snooping around, or a guard. So you can just place it over their mouth and pull out that knife and just take them out. Now, I definitely had to bust out a flight stand because I really wanted to see how this Wasp Raider looks in flight with the backpack, and it looks awesome. That is one thing that I wish we would have got with this figure, or even when you get the Swarm accessory pack, some sort of flight stand or something to get him off of the ground. I know we have a lot already with some of the other figures we may collect, but that would have been a cool idea to have in here, and it might be something we might see down the road, maybe some flight stands, you know, bundles where you can just get the stands themselves, because I know they're going to be doing the Action Force stands separately. But hopefully we'll get some flight stands with characters that can fly or have jetpacks, stuff like that, because it's definitely a cool touch and it looks really nice. Here we have some size comparison. We got his Wavemate Bone Collector. We got some classified series figures mixed in there, so you can really see how well they scale with your other figures. I wanted to give the figure stand a go this time around, so I put one foot in one of the pegs and got him into some crazy sprinting pose, and the stands work really, really well. You can see how dynamic of a pose I got him into. It's a little extreme, but, you know, maybe he's late to work or alarm's going off and he's got to rush to combat. I mean, the stands are legit. So in the end, the Wasp Raider is a pretty badass figure. I would have liked to have seen a flight stand with him since he was coming with the backpack, and I would have liked to seen flight stands with the Swarm accessory pack because we want to get some elevation with those little flying backpacks and everything. And as for the vest I could get it to close, but I noticed as I was posing and stuff like that, that one side likes to be a little bit of a challenge that you guys can see sort of sticking out right there. That one could be a challenge. I can get it to close and everything, don't have to heat it up. It just doesn't want to stay closed. As I start moving and stuff, then the vest shifts. This just sort of want to pop out like so. Now that one side doesn't pop out often. It's just, I'll be articulating the figure and stuff like that, and sometimes it'll come loose, and then I got to reclose it. It's just one of those things that I just wanted to bring to attention because it is something that does happen. But doesn't take away from how awesome this figure is. Again, the articulation, the paint, the sculpt, the fun that you can get out of this figure. It's a solid exclusive in my opinion. And that sums up my unboxing and review of the Botcon 2021 exclusive Action Force Wasp Raider. If you guys like what you saw, hit that thumbs up. New to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, as it'll help the channel grow and evolve. And make sure you hit the silver bell notification so you know when I post up a new video. Go ahead and check out Action Force down below. All the links and stuff are down there. And also check out Toyco Toys and Collectibles. You got a website down below full of collectibles. There's a promo code for you to get free shipping off the website. And make sure you guys check out the Toyco Preorder group. It keeps you in the know with collectibles and imports, especially SH Figuarts, Figma. Go check that out so you're not paying secondary market pricing on import figures. So definitely check it out. Go show some love. And most importantly, I want you to have the best luck hunting. Keep on collecting and have a beautiful day.